But tell us about the book and what made you write it.
Well, the simple answer to that is royalty. There's a very good story about Tom Clancy at his press conference for a book. A reporter asked him, "What's your book about, Tom?" And Clancy said, "It's about $26." So I've been waiting to use that for a long time. I started in the jewelry business, believe it or not, and the jewelry business is one of enchanting people with design, because at some level, even though it's an expensive commodity, it is a commodity. Gold is a commodity. So are diamonds. And so it is about enchanting people with design. And so I went from that, and I went to Apple because of nepotism. My college roommate, Mike Boych, hired me. That's my sole qualification for getting into Apple. And I had to enchant developers to write Macintosh software. And at the time, Macintosh was an untested platform with 0 installed base. It came from a flaky company. There were no development tools. In fact, you had to buy a Lisa to write Macintosh software. It was like a pain in the ass. It really was a pain in the ass. And so I had to enchant developers with that. And so I became a student of social psychology and enchantment, reading the books of Bob Cialdini and Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So now fast forward 25 years, I've been trying to enchant people for a long time. I decided I wanted to write a book. And I found out that Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which came out in 1933, has sold 15 million copies. Now that's a lot of copies, and that's, it's been 80, 90 years. So that's my goal, 90 years from now. Besides Jackie Chan being asked if he's me, I would like to still be selling this book. And it has 12 chapters. I'll tell you the chapters are. They start with the pillars of enchantment. The 3 pillars of enchantment are likability, trustworthiness, and quality. After that, I talk about how to launch a product, how to overcome resistance, how to make your enchantment endure, how to enchant your boss, how to enchant employees, and how to resist enchantment, because not everybody who tries to enchant you has your best interests at heart. So I'll tell you the basics of the first 3, the pillars. Likability is always about a great smile. It's called a Duchenne smile. A Duchenne smile uses not only the jaw, but also the eyes. So it is a way of me telling you, you want crow's feet. Crow's feet is a good thing. Don't use Botox. Don't use plastic surgery. You want crow's feet. Another part of a likable personality is a good handshake. There's a whole science to good handshake. And finally, you can be likable, but you may also not be trustworthy. So to be trustworthy, what I figured out is you have to trust others before they will trust you. The onus is upon you. So Amazon trusts you. You buy a Kindle ebook, you have 7 days to return it. Zappos has convinced women to trust Zappos. I mean, millions of women buy shoes without trying them on. I mean, is there a bigger test of trustworthiness than that? And yeah, right. And one of the ways that it has convinced women to buy shoes without trying them on is that, of course, it offers shipping both ways. And so another quality of trustworthiness is that people who are trustworthy are usually bakers, not eaters. An eater is a person who sees the world as a zero-sum game. I have to take market share from somebody else. I have to eat the pie, because if somebody else eats the pie, they're going to eat my slice of the pie. Whereas a baker sees the world very differently. A baker sees the world as I can bake bigger pies and I can bake more pies. Generally speaking, bakers are more trustworthy than eaters. And the final step of trustworthiness is you have to default to a yes attitude. That is, whenever you meet people, you are thinking, how can I help the person, as opposed to how can the person help me? So the trustworthiness of Zappos, the likability of, well, I'll give you a great example of likability, Richard Branson. Richard Branson, when I first met him in Moscow, we were in the speaker's room, and he came up to me and he said, "Guy, do you ever fly Virgin?" I said, "Richard, I hate to tell you, I've never flown Virgin. It's because I'm a United Airlines Global Services level customer, and that's the highest level of United. I don't want to jeopardize that." And he got down on his knees, and he started polishing my shoes with his jacket. And so, truth be known, that's the moment I started flying Virgin America. So now the third pillar of enchantment is quality. And I've invented an acronym to describe the 5 qualities of great products and services. And it ties into one of the sponsors. The acronym is DICEE. I have an extra E. So DICE, the 5 qualities of a great product or service. First, D is for depth. Great products have a lot of features, a lot of functionality. They're also intelligent. When you look at them, you say, wow, somebody was thinking, somebody understood my pain, understood my problem. That's perhaps one of the most difficult concepts to understand about great products. I'll give you a very good illustration about an intelligent product. I am 50, just about to be 57, so I'm going through midlife crisis. And one of the things men do around midlife crisis is they buy a car. So I really want to buy this car. I specifically want to buy a Shelby GT500 Mustang. GT500 Mustang has 550 horsepower. It's 5.5 Priuses for those, you know, those vegetarian Prius driving hippies in the audience. So this car goes 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds. So it is a badass Mustang, okay? But I have 4 children. The two oldest are 15 and 17. And so the 17-year-old has a license. The 15-year-old is in the permit process. So I know no matter how well I plan it, there will be a time where they're going to be driving that car. And it's socially irresponsible for me to loan 2 teenagers that car. But I'll tell you, Ford has come up with a very intelligent product called the My Key. And what the My Key enables you to do is program the top speed of the car into the key. So I could loan them the car, give them a key, and the key would be programmed to 55 miles an hour. So,
Cruel.
I call that an intelligent product. The C stands for complete. Great products, great services are complete. It's not just the car. In software, it's not just the download. It's the download, the string of enhancements, the developers, the API, the documentation, the webinars, the conferences. It's the totality of something that makes it complete. The first E is for empowerment. Great products make you feel more creative, more productive. I think that's the key to Macintosh. People feel like a Macintosh makes them better, as opposed to other operating systems where you're doing battle with the operating system. And the last E stands for elegance, about the user interface. And so a great example of great products is, of course, Apple. I don't work there anymore, but you know, I still am an Apple person. So the 3 pillars of enchantment are, now you don't have to buy the book, the 3 pillars of our enchantment are likability, so you want to be likable like Richard Branson, you want to be trustworthy like Zappos, and you want to have the quality of Apple. So think Apple, Richard Branson, and Zappos, and you'll be enchanted.